listen to what I need. Put a picture so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, I wait. I listen to what they say. Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Again. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This way's up, but you're down again. It's just like you to pull off what you thought you couldn't think today. The lost stranger, the wonder familiar face. Broken hearts made of pieces that shake. I've had one too many of them. So now we greet. Just like snow cancels, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow cancels, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow cancels, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castles, we drift to the
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right.
Freedom. Rest yourself, yeah. I have to
perfection. Pay attention. You never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. But when I'm lowest, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Just wanna be free, yeah. Free, yeah. Free, yeah. Free, yeah. Hey, I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth, I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiance, your radiance. What's up, people? My world. Yeah, it's a soul hurts kind of day. No, no, no. Hey, 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 hey. I can't pretend. Oh, no, no, no. I hope this never ends. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant truth, I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. Your radiant, your radiance. Dude, what a fucking day, bro. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Dude, I mean, I don't know about you, but I have been livid. Okay? I have been livid all day, and seeing the number of MAGA people and MAGA politicians or whatever just justifying murder and justifying their bullshit ethnic cleansing is enraging, because it's when you realize that these people are fucking pigs. Okay? They are fucking pigs, and you realize that, my God, even if we find photos of Trump banging teenagers, they're going to deny it. They're going to like stick their head right in the sand and defend it. They will defend it. I have blocked hundreds of people today. Okay? Because, dude, it is gnarly. Okay? It is gnarly. Now, we're going to unpack this thing. We're going to unpack this thing from the beginning. Sort of take you through my perspective of it, okay, and how I watch this thing unfold, including you're so emotionally tired. I get it, kids. I understand it. We're gonna look at 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗀. She is a friend of mine here in Portland who is like a local, citizen informer on these types of matters. So she knows some of the people that are there. Take notes and remember who they are. Not one ICE escapes justice. We don't let them hide. Yahtzees, free for 50 years, love and free. Thanks for being here, Tommy. Yes, I agree, Larson. So first off, let's start with the idea that this woman was a protester. She was not. She was a citizen observer. Okay? She was not there to actively thwart ICE. She was there to notify citizens of ICE's location, to monitor them and watch them. Okay? Now, we didn't see the run up to this thing. There is some, has been some hemming and hawing about this, with some people saying that
The only reason she was even in front of those ICE vehicles is because she was just trying to turn around to follow them. And in the middle of like turning around, she paused. And that's when this guy jumped out. Now, we're not going to watch the whole video because the video was traumatizing, to say the least. However, I have a slow motion version of this thing, and we are going to unpack this thing by looking at some images at the scene, because this whole thing to me feels very much like Kent State. This is like the Kent State moment. And for those of you who don't know what Kent State is, it was a turning point in the Vietnam era in the fight against the war, where basically there were a lot of people that were sort of hemming and hawing about the war in Vietnam, and they didn't want to support it, but they weren't sure that going against it was the right thing to do. And then there was a protest at Kent State, and some National Guard had been called to like quell this protest. And one of them started firing haphazardly, and a couple students died. And it was the moment people realized that like this military response, this sort of like crackdown and regulate people response was like overboard and overzealous, and innocent people were dying here in America. And it really sort of like cracked open the, you know, and a lot of allies came on to be in, you know, go against the Vietnam War as a result of this thing. Okay. And this feels like really one of those moments. Okay. Now let me get this other file here ready, and then we're going to go and we're going to look into this. Okay. We're going to go and look into this. All right, hold on here. Okay, so this is the one I want. Let me just do this real quick. It's going to take 1 sec here. I got to get this other video. All right. All right, so first off, before we get in and break this down, and don't worry, guys, I know emotions are flaring. I'm telling you, I have been livid. I have been on Twitter. I have been in people's comments, in their replies, politicians, Megyn Kelly, all these people, just shredding these fucking people, okay? Shredding this mentality. Okay, because, man, this crosses the line. Now, I want to preface this, guys, with something. I want to start here. Okay, look at this. Now, this is an excerpt from DHS's official training voice. Okay, you ready? Right here. It says, ICE officers are trained to never approach a vehicle from the front, and instead to approach in a tactical L, 90-degree angle to prevent injury or crossfire, a senior DHS official told NBC News. Officers are also instructed to not shoot at a moving vehicle and only to use force if there's an immediate risk of serious injury or death. Okay? ICE officers are also instructed that firing at a vehicle will not make it stop moving in the direction of the officer. So DHS's own official policy in their training is you do not step in front of a vehicle, do not approach it from the front, and you never fire upon a moving vehicle unless like you're literally, you know you're going to die. Now, I want to start with what DHS said with the 𝗙cie 𝗵𝗡𝗆 thing, because I first heard someone was shot, and the first thing that happened was 𝗙cie 𝗵𝗆𝗆, this nasty motherfucker, okay, lying degenerate, this person who has stained herself forever with this administration and will only be able to get a job with the worst right-wing people available. But she issued a statement, guys, okay? And she issued an immediate statement here where, let's find it. I believe it was through DHS. All right, right here. Here's her official statement, okay? Where this was what first came out. And it said, today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of fellow officers. The alleged perp was hit and is deceased. The ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make full recoveries. Now, she goes into their propaganda. So are we screwed now, especially for the midterms? No, this is going to win the fucking midterms. All right, thank you, free expression. She goes into, this is the direct consequence of constant attacks and demonization of our officers by sanctuary politicians who fuel and encourage rampant assaults. Blah, blah, blah. The men and women who are simply enforcing the law are facing 1,300% increase in assaults. This is a lie. There are zero ICE officers being assaulted. What there are is every time somebody looks wrong at an ICE officer, okay, they arrest them. They arrested the sandwich thrower. They arrest somebody for grabbing their shirt on the way down to the pavement. They arrest somebody for saying, get the fuck off that guy. They have been arresting people and charging them with assault at insane rates. And all of these get dropped. Show me one motherfucking person in America who has been convicted of assaulting an ICE officer. I defy you. They cannot find one because they're fucking full of shit. Okay? Okay? And about the death threats, nobody cares. I get fucking death threats. Cry me a fucking river. Okay? Don't do an ethnic cleansing. You know? I mean, I don't encourage people to do death threats, but like, man, please. The death threats right now are outrageous. On Twitter alone, I get several every day. Challenging times. Thank you, Ridge. Appreciate you, boss. But anyway, this propaganda about the 1,300% increase is crazy. Now, look at my initial comment, because I said the last time you made this statement, you clowns were lying. There's no reason to believe this is any different, okay? And because they said the same statement, guys, the same statement they said, right? Before that shooting, prior to this, the one where the woman was shot and they said she rammed with the car, no charges were filed. The guy who was shot with the accidental discharge of his weapon in LA, they said he was ramming with his vehicle. None of this went on, right? All of this was bullshit. Now, the first thing we get immediately following this, guys, is we then eventually get this video. All right. Now, let me start with this video. Again, we're not going to watch the whole thing. Because we've all been traumatized. We're just going to break it down. But like, one thing I want to notice when looking at McLaughlin's statement is how she says a riot. There were rioters there, violent rioters. Now, you can see here in the lead up through this, as these officers approach and try to pull themselves. So what happens here, guys, is this, is the car is turning or stopped. You see her arm is out the vehicle. She's like, I don't know if she's talking to the officers, but these guys get out and start running up to her window. Now, a car had driven away. okay? One of the ICE vehicles had driven down the street, and an ICE agent comes running back and stands in front of her car, okay? There is another person here. See, now look at this. He's unholstering his weapon, okay? He is moved to the front of her car, which is completely disobeying here. Do not approach a vehicle from the front, okay? Do not approach a vehicle from the front, right? Tactical L, use the side. Do not shoot at a moving vehicle. Almost immediately, guys, this officer has approached to the front right in front of the driver, and he is pulling his service weapon while she was backing up. Okay, now, you see the tires that are pointed this direction? If she were trying to ram him, she would drive straight. But look at what happens. Immediately, she cranks her tires to the right. See her tires? They are turned to the right. She is trying to turn away from him. He is on the side of the vehicle, and he has already fired a shot at this point. Now, here's another observer standing on the side of the road. As you can see, guys, you ready? Look at this shit. There's no rioters. There are no violent rioters. There's no one. Look at this guy over here. Hands down in the middle of the road this guy is completely limp. He is standing there like this. He is not even so much as flexing. Now, obviously, if there were any rioters, if there were any violent, dangerous people in remote vicinity, this agent would not be standing there as relaxed as can be. There are no people anywhere here, right? There's like not a crowd. There's obviously maybe a small number of people here on the sidewalk. But so what we see here from the very beginning is that this statement is a complete and total lie, okay? And again, if you go back, okay, if you go back to this and you see this officer approach the front of the car, this car is stationary. One guy, a masked guy, has got his hand inside the vehicle. This guy already has his weapon drawn, okay? This guy has placed himself right in front of this vehicle, weapon drawn, okay, ready to shoot. And again, she's turning away. Those wheels are turning. Okay, now, seeing that, let's look at the close-up. Okay, again, this guy is trying to get into the vehicle. He is trying to remove her from the vehicle, right? You're going to see this other guy appear with a service revolver, a masked guy in front of the driver. Okay, now watch the driver's wheels here, because look at this. The driver is turning her wheels hard right. They are hard right. That vehicle is turning. You do not see any hubcaps. This officer is on the side of the vehicle. He has his gun there at point blank range. He has his service revolver. Okay? There was no harm to these guys. This guy is not disengaged from the vehicle. They are hard right, those tires. That vehicle is turning away. Look at those tires. This guy is on the side. He was in no danger. Okay? Now, so, again, all of this is lies. There's a lie about rioters blocking the ICE officers. There's a lie about a violent rioter. There's a lie about weaponizing the vehicle, right? There's a lie about attempting to run over law enforcement in an attempt to kill them. There's a lie about domestic terrorism. There's a lie about the officer fearing for his life and the life of his fellow law enforcement officers. None of these guys are worried or in fear of anything. They're not worried about this person here. This whole thing, okay? This whole thing was was a con job. All right. This entire thing is just a huge set of lies. Okay. A huge set of lies. All right. A huge, huge set of lies. You know what I mean? Now, and again, even in the beginning of this video, right? Let's see if there's audio here. She says, go around, is what she says. Excellent analysis. Appreciated. Thank you. Yes, Ridge. Thank you, boss. Appreciate you. But do you see that? What she said to them? She said, go around. Okay? And their response to saying go around, for her to just say go around, their response is to surround her car, try to drag her out of the car, another officer to approach from the front of the vehicle against specific training, and then to point blank range fire his service weapon. He jumped to his service weapon simply when she is saying go around. Okay? That's what she says. She says go around. Right? She says, go around. And he's like, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Now, she immediately at this point, she is afraid of her own life. Okay? She is worried like, oh my God, get out of the car. They're going to pull me out of here. They're going to slam me against the ground. They're going to rough me up. They're going to arrest me. They're going to send me to Louisiana or CCOT or wherever, which they are known for doing. So she's like, you know what? I'm out of here. And this other guy, again, though, this guy is the culprit because this guy is specifically pulling his service revolver when there is no danger. There's been no weaponization. There has been no threat. She did not say, I'm going to run over you guys. She said nothing. She said, go around. And then she was immediately fearing for his life. This guy needs to go to prison. Now, it gets worse, okay? Because then, you ready for this? Can we just talk about this here? Because what's worse about this, guys, is after this shit, okay? Here he is. Here's the guy fleeing. Now, I'm no stranger to police shootings, okay? I grew up in Los Angeles. I grew up in some neighborhoods where there was a lot of police activity, police helicopters every night. I've been around, I've not witnessed a police shooting, but I have been around the aftermath of police shootings in Los Angeles. When there is a police shooting, the officer is identified. There is a name to it. There is an announced internal investigation always. They always put them on some type of administrative leave, but it is a semi-transparent thing as much as cops will be transparent. But this guy immediately masked up. He immediately starts like, look at that. He's like, let's just go. He's like fleeing the scene, okay? No release of his identity. You have Homeland Security making up lies, a fake narrative that is refuted immediately by a video, and he's like, yeah, let's just roll on out of here, okay? Roll on out of here. All right, now you can see, okay, here's again, this is another shot of him after the initial firing or whatever. He fires into the open window. Look at that. It's like 12 inches away. Multiple shots. After the vehicle had cleared, this vehicle was like no danger to him at this point. And this guy is finishing up an initial shot with multiple extra rounds right through that open window. This is 100% cold-blooded murder. And I'm telling you right now, this guy, he is going to end up in prison. And anybody who protects this guy is going to fucking prison, boss. I'm certain there will be state charges, right? Is there a troll in here? Right? Is there a troll? Is it that red person? Do we have to get rid of someone? Let me see them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we're gonna remove that person. They're hidden. All right, good job. Good job, Jenny. But yeah, this is insane, guys. This is insane. And I don't worry about it. We're gonna have some trolls, and we are going to like we're gonna get them out. I'm not worried about them. We're not gonna be harmed by these trolls. But so this is wild, okay? This is cold-blooded murder. You know what I'm saying? This is cold-blooded murder, okay? And without a doubt. Now, then here he is, right? Now, it gets crazier, okay? Because after this, okay, you ready? After this, guys, there was a doctor, there was a physician that was in the locale, in the area, right? Let me find this clip. Right? Right here. You ready? A physician, okay, showed up. Okay? This guy with the green jacket. There were ICE agents surrounding this car. A doctor said, "Can I take her pulse? I am a doctor. Let me tend to this woman." And the ICE agents would not allow the doctor to tend to the woman. They let her bleed to death there on the side of the road, guys. So they followed it up after shooting them to simply let her bleed to death on the roadside, guys. Okay? They stood there and let her bleed to death. Okay? Right? And yeah, I know they said they had medics. There were no medics there. This whole thing was an absolute travesty. They are murderers. We're talking total brown shirts. Okay? This is like brown shirt level activity. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Cold-blooded murder from these guys. Now, to say, guys, that as my mom used to say, my mom had a phrase, I have been fit to be tied, guys. Okay? If you look at my Twitter, I'm not going to read all these messages, but let me just scroll through my replies today. Look at these replies, guys. I have been replying with those DHS rules. I have been replying to video after video, calling out Elon Musk, calling out dude, hundreds of tweets. Kyle Rittenhouse was chiming in with his little ooh, should I cross state lines and do some murder? I mean, it's when you realize that these fucking people are they're sick, okay? They are sick, guys. They MAGA loves murder, okay? This image right here shows everything. The officer is on the side of this vehicle after he put himself in front. He moved to the front of the vehicle. He drew his service revolver, denying his DHS training. He's standing at the side, firing a shot. Those wheels are fully turned. No one is being aimed at. These officers are in no threat. You have an officer here standing limp. There's no rioters. This whole thing is a con job. Okay. Now, what I am saying about this is that you know, this is the Kent State moment. Okay. These people are psychopaths. Okay. They are escalating. Now, another thing I want to point out, guys, is there are two women from Minnesota, 𝗲𝗏, and another woman, I believe her last name is Robbins. There are two Republican women who were part of the Republicans that would not pass Tim Walz's comprehensive fraud prevention. Okay, Tim Walz, we have to bring him in here for a second because there's been this shit about the fraud in Minnesota. And Tim Walz, okay, if you look at Tim Walz, back in March of 2025, he tried to pass a comprehensive fraud protection legislation, a bill, and the Republicans killed it in committee. They wouldn't even let it get to a vote. Okay, they sabotaged his bill so they then later could call up 𝗙𝗙𝗃 and give him some fraudulent information to, with the help of Elon and Twitter, create this crazy narrative because they were trying to get Tim Walz to get out of the race, and they're trying to sink the Democratic Party so they can take over Minnesota. Okay, this has been the Republican thing. Now, Trump engaged thousands of officers to Minneapolis because of this, as a penance, because he hates Tim Walz. So he sends them in, right, to Minneapolis. He hates Gavin Newsom, so he sends them into LA. He hates Portland, sends them into Portland. He hates J.B. Pritzker. He sends them into Chicago, right? He hates Chicago. So there's a lot of black people there. Now, what I want to point out here, guys, is that from the very beginning here, guys, Donald Trump is taking his brown shirt ethnic cleansing force, his Gestapo force, and what he is doing is he is exclusively sending them into states that voted against him by big margins, okay? He is consistently unleashing his ethnic cleansing officers against people that actively voted to say, man, we don't want your agenda here, okay? And he's doing that repeatedly, like almost exclusively, okay? Almost exclusively sending these people just into voting areas that voted against him, that voted against his policies, and he's trying to force his ethnic cleansing down their throat as a punishment for them voting against him, okay? That's literally like all of this. All of these Republicans who created this fake setup with 𝗙𝗙𝗃 in order to create this national fucking headline, in order to create this animosity towards Somalian people and towards, Democrats and towards the people of, Minneapolis and Portland and Los Angeles and New York City and Chicago and Seattle. All of this shit is just an active campaign of hate and of vengeance, trying to sick their brutality on people that didn't vote for them, that would never vote for them, okay? And that's how this started, guys. This started because Trump, if he wanted to send his ICE agents into all those red states and do their fucking thing, like, there you go, where you have the support of the police, you have the support of the local officials. Why aren't you doing it there? Because they're not doing this to do it. They're doing this to hurt Democrats and blue voters. That's it. They're trying to antagonize and hurt and harm and control and terrorize blue voters and blue states. Okay? Right? That's the whole intention of this. They have only deported 325,000 people in this first year. Nothing. They have done nothing. Okay? Joe Biden deported 5 times that every fucking year. Okay? And I'm not supporting deportations. I'm just saying, even with his, Gestapo paramilitary bullshit, I will get the donos, Bradshaw. I'm talking. I will get them when I'm done. But right, the thing about this is, and thank you though, Joe Biden did not use a terrorizing fucking theatrical performance in the process. You know what I'm saying? But man, this is out of control. Now we can go back and hit these donors. Tony said he hates Canadians and we all hate him. Yes, dude, I know that for a fact. And then we also have One Flew Over says, think local government knows the identity of the officer. That I don't know. One Flew Over, I would say in all likelihood, local government probably doesn't. I think these people are probably shipped in. Okay, I don't know if they're locals. And you say, yes, they do. I think the people know him. I know I'm not going to show it because I don't want to, get involved with any type of doxing or whatnot. But he has been put on the internet, and his face, he most certainly, people know who he is. They're gonna find him, right? At some point, we all got to imprison / fight ICE. I mean, Tony, you're not wrong. I mean, obviously, the thing that I find alarming about this, guys, is the lack of training of this person, the instant approach with a weapon to the front windshield of this car, threatening, this is an instant escalation to violence. The woman waved and said, go around, and they jump out and are reaching into her vehicle. Okay, here's the deal. Dude, Ella, I know we are only chat, but we are here for you, boss, as much as chat can be. Thank you, boss, for being our voice. Thank you so much, Ella. Let's fucking go. All right, let's go. Dude, let's get a Trumpy for that. Thank you. Now, what I want to point out, guys, is just this freeze frame right here, okay? Because we need to break this down, guys, because at this point, all the woman had done, she's not even fully blocking the road. She put her hand out the window and said, go around. Okay, now this officer is reaching inside her vehicle. He has his hands inside the door. He is reaching inside her private space to unlock that door, but no crime has been committed. Okay? She did not announce herself as a threat. She did not ram his vehicle. She didn't even block the full road. There's plenty of room to go around. All she said was go around. And yes, the longer video, Natalie, do you have a link to the longer video? Another vehicle, the vehicle with the shooter, had already driven around. So this officer is executing an unreasonable seizure here. He is unreasonably reaching into her private space and trying to extract her from a vehicle that there's no reason for him to be pulling her out of this car other than him simply saying, him being mad that she told him to fucking go around. Okay? Right? She's telling him to fucking go around. She's a citizen observer. And they're attacking her. What about the dance party? All right, let's set the goal. Good call. Good call. Dude. Let's go. There we go. Here it is. Dance party, 30 minutes. We got this. So, my basic point being, guys, is that from this frame here alone, these guys are overreacting, escalating to violence, being threatening, masked up like, you know, like a attempted kidnapping of this woman for the simple crime of her being on, you know, halfway in the road, doing her job of being a citizen observer, and her waving and telling them to go around. Okay, LFG, let's go, Ella, let's go, right? And so, man, this is outrageous. All right, let me see. I think I know where there's a longer version of this video. Hold on, let me find the video here. Okay, and just to see the beginning one. All right, because yes, look at this. Here it is. Here it is, guys. Okay, look at this. Okay, so there she is, waving them to go around, and this vehicle leaves and goes around. She is a citizen observer doing her job. There's no riot. There's no people. Now, this is the vehicle that I believe the shooter jumps out of. Okay, right? You know what I'm saying? So, right, that vehicle goes around. Now, that's the shooter's car. He is down the road. She waves him on. Now, she waves this person to go around, and these guys choose not to go around. Okay, that's where we pick in. They choose to not go around, and they rush up on her and decide they're going to threaten her and pull her out of the car. And then the guy who drove around gets out of his car, approaches her van from the front, and pulls out his service revolver to cause harm. This was a cold-blooded murder. Viva la resistance! Yes. She was a citizen. She was a citizen observer. Yeah, I'm gonna report that person. There we go. There we go. That person is reported. Some of these guys are going to lose their YouTube channels tonight. Okay. And so from the very beginning, it's the same. Yeah, no, I know. And it's okay. We'll just get all of their YouTube accounts deleted tonight. I'm fine with that. I'm fine. They can come in all night. Right. And we will just get them all banned. Take all their accounts. I have no problem with that. All right, so let me get the other video from Discord. All right, there we go. Oops. But yeah. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. That's my clip. All right, so yeah. So there it is. She waves, go around, and the shooter's car goes around. She waves, go around, and these guys decide not to go around. Dude, Pinky, let's go. Stop stupidity. Let's go. She's waving. She's waving. Go around. Go around. Right? She's doing one of these. Go around. Okay? Then these guys approach, and she even says, go around. Go around. You hear her? Go around. Now, again, what we get into is he rushes the car, and she's like, oh, shit, I'm getting out of here. He's going to send me to 𝗙COT. And the other guy from the vehicle that drove around comes running back to the front of her car, stations himself right in front of her driver's window, and he pulls that gun. Now, again, guys, they are specifically trained to never approach a vehicle from the front. They are specifically instructed to not shoot a moving vehicle. Now, if this guy was anywhere at risk, if he thought he was at risk, if he thought he was in danger, okay, he would not step right in front of the driver's fucking side of the front of this car. Dude, citizens against tyranny, let's go. This is clear, okay? This is clear, okay? You know what I mean? This is fucking clear, boss. Crazy. Absolute craziness. Approaching the front. Oh, wait. Are you saying that this guy is the shooter? That he didn't come from that other car, that he was the guy? Oh, you're right. You're right. No, he's here. He's walking around the vehicle filming people. Got it. No, I see what you're saying. Okay, so he didn't get out of the car that left. He was already here walking around the vehicle. Completely, he must be from this car, I guess. He is completely fucking like, right? He is completely unworried. There's obviously no threat. If this woman was a threat, he certainly wouldn't be walking around with his camera out. Okay, thank you. Right? Got it. Yeah, he's just filming it, right? And filming it and filming it. And then eventually he's here. And guys, I'll be honest with you, okay? It even looks right here when he pulls his service revolver out. It even looks like he's still filming here, right? I mean, we're going to have to see that video because it seems like he is still filming right up until the time he gets in front of her vehicle and pulls out his service revolver and points it at her. But this is a telling scenario right here. Okay? Because this is a cold-blooded murder, guys. This is the gun. I'm talking about in his other hand, in his left hand. Okay? This is his right hand. I'm talking about his left hand. Okay? Because if you look here, he's got that, right, in his right hand, but then when he comes around the car, I think in his other hand, I think he's got a camera in his left hand now, and I think he pulls his weapon with his right hand. I think, it's hard to tell, but it almost looks like he still has the camera in his left hand. And maybe he doesn't, but here, clearly he's pulling his service weapon out with his right hand, right? What was he filming with? He was filming with his camera, and they don't have body cams, But again, guys, this is a cold-blooded murder. Did I miss your super chat? All right, let's go. Dude, Day Trader, keep up the good work, man. We got you, boss. And Christy said collective punishment is usually wrong, not here. And Beard, where's yours? Nameless Nick says this shit has my blood boiling, boss. Dude, I get it. Tony says I'm grateful for the focus y'all have on ICE crime. Let's go. And where is Beard's? Missing Piece said Renee was the mark. They wanted an arrest or a death. Oh, there you are, Beard. I love the way you explain everything so clearly. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you, guys. God, I fucking missed like a dozen of them. Jesus. All right. Thank you for that. Right? Dude, yeah, no, this is one of the more brutal things I've ever said. Stop stupidity. Let's go. Because, guys, So I worked, okay? I worked in the bar industry for 15 years, okay? And let me just tell you guys, as a person in the bar industry, I've worked in bars where we had security. I've worked in bars where I was the security as the bartender. Stop stupidity, let's go. Okay? And let me just tell you, I have seen some shit. I have seen bar patrons while drunk. I've seen fights, multiple fights break out. Fights where they were using pool billiard balls, smashing them into each other's faces. I've seen a guy pull a gun while drunk. I've seen people smash out the big bay windows in the front of a building. I've seen some crazy shit, okay? One of the things I can tell you that all of us that engage in those types of situations, the number one rule we have is about like de-escalation, okay? It is always your job to de-escalate, okay? As a security person, if we had even the big security guards, if a bar fight breaks out, they step in, and the first thing they do is they use soothing voices, calming voices. They don't get up in the person's face. It is about de-escalation. There are very specific ways to do this, including your body English, okay? Simply like standing so you're not front to front, just a little bit of an angle, but being slightly in front of them. Staying at a side angle so you're not like right up in their face. Keeping your space. Using a calm voice. Like, hey man, it's all right. It's all right, man. It's okay. Like, yeah, I totally get it. I totally get that you are, like that. I would be pissed if I was you too, man. I totally get that, right? It is a specific skill, guys, that everybody who's trained in, dealing with those types of sensitive and explosive incidents, we know how to do it. And it's your job, okay? This asshole was probably pumping gas last week. Probably. Now, people that don't do that, okay? People that don't de-escalate, people that get in people's faces, that start yelling, that start pushing, that start leveraging threats, they create harm, okay? These officers, I'm going to use that term lightly, these guys created the harm here, guys, okay? They absolutely did. This is 100% escalated simply because this citizen observer told these guys to go around, and these jackholes in the big, 2-inch dick truck did not want to go around. They wanted to punish her for telling them to go around. And then this guy pulls out his gun for no reason, guys. Okay? They are power hungry. Okay? They are like, this is outrageous, right? These guys are in fact domestic terrorists. They are. I don't think the kid was in the car. No, that is incorrect information. Okay, there was no child in the car, right? There were stuffed animals and shit in the car. Like when you see the open door, there, like her kids' toys were in the car, sticking out of the glove box and shit. But I don't think her kid was in the car. In that shot when the car was parked on the side, if there was a kid in there, I think you would have heard it. The kid would not be quiet, right? This is crazy. And then the lies. Now let's look at Kristi Noem's statement, okay? Because Kristi Noem went out and made a statement where she continued these lies, right? I would say POS clowns or dumb effers. Yes, indeed, stop the stupidity. You're not wrong on all counts. Okay, now guys, one thing I want to point out is I want to point out the fact that in huge part, there's the guy who's just so nonchalant about this. Like, oh yeah, let's go. I want to point out, guys, that 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗍's leadership is hugely problematic here, okay? Her leadership, because, guys, when you look at 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗍, she's obviously not training these guys well because they're escalating it. She is like, she's not even being a leader. She's being like a reality TV person. She's cosplaying with the flak jacket, and she's going to these arrest sites and filming videos and wagging her finger at immigrants and shit and performing to like boost her whatever social media. I mean, dude, she is a terrible leader. She's not at all doing the administrative work of leading. She's fucking her chief of staff, committing crazy amounts of adultery with 𝗙rie Lewandowski. And then she's cosplaying being a fucking military person and going and, you know, performing for a camera while they make content exploiting the ethnic cleansing they're doing. And so, I mean, it's no surprise that this is happening under her incredibly poor leadership. And it's no surprise that she was tasked to head an agency under the incredibly poor leadership of Donald fucking Trump, okay? So this lack of leadership at the top is how we got here. That's how you always get here. It's just how it goes, right? When officers are doing this escalation shit, it's because there's really piss poor leadership. There's no clear chain of command or no clear chain of consequences for behavior coming from inside the organization. I bet ICE wants to steal guns, vehicles, properties. Yeah, I mean, Tony, I don't know what they want, boss. I know that they sure don't seem to mind, like, escalating and murdering. Hypermobile, thank you. Let's go. Tony, has ICE stolen property from people they harm? I do not know. I don't know the answer to that. Stop stupidity, let's go. I do not know. I do know this, though, guys. I do. And Ella, keep calling them out. They can't stand in the sun. Let's go. I will say this. Okay? I wanted to get caught up. Stop the stupidity again, bro. We already hit it. Let's go. Dance party guaranteed, guys. Let's go. All right. So one thing I do want to say, I'm going to wait for that to pass. So one thing I do want to say, guys, with absolute clarity is that the way these ICE agents are performing is like a Gestapo. They are like brown shirts because they are not wearing body cams. They are masking themselves, hiding their identities. Their agency is hiding their identities. Okay? We don't even know if these guys have like criminal records and shit. They're not like, there's no required training that is being verified that they're actually completing. They don't have a standardized uniform. They are driving in personal cars or rent-a-cars with fake license plates, guys. I repeat, fake license plates. They are taking the license plates off vehicles and putting on fake plates, guys. That alone is a fucking crime, bro. Okay? Driving a vehicle with fake, inauthentic license plates that are not matched to the VIN number is a fucking crime. And if you're a federal agent doing that and maybe driving these vehicles across state lines, that becomes a serious interstate fucking crime problem. Okay? If you are an actual agent of the law, you are not doing that. Real law enforcement officers are not hiding their identity, hiding badges, not having body cams, and putting fake license plates on their cars. That is something that drug cartel members are doing. That is something that serial killers would be doing. Okay? Dude was absolutely not injured, was on the side of the car for the second and third shots through the open driver's window. Fear for his life, my ass. Dude, Jenny Faye, you're not wrong. Okay? And let me just show you guys. Dude, Bama girl. Why Ashley Babbitt was innocent, but she's guilty. Yeah, I mean, guys, again, the only thing about guilt or innocence with MAGA is anyone MAGA is always innocent. Anyone not MAGA is always guilty. That's the way it goes. If you are MAGA, you are automatically if you are MAGA, you are automatically not guilty. Always. Simply by being MAGA. They don't care about the evidence. They don't care about the behavior. They care that if you're one of them, you get the get out of jail free card. If you're not them, you're guilty and you deserve to die. Okay? This is just the beginning. ICE is practicing right now. Yeah, no, I think this is going to be real problematic for them. Okay? Because I think eventually what's going to happen is ICE is going to show up and we're just going to surround the cars with like 5,000 people and they can go eat a dick. And there's nothing they're going to be able to do when 5,000 people just descend on those cars. Okay? Like fuck them, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, it's getting to the point of ridiculousness. All right? But these people are not operating like law enforcement officers. They're operating like criminals. Okay, now let's look at 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗍𝗀𝗻's press conference, all right, where she continued the lie, okay? She continued the lie, but here we go, all right? And I mean, dude, she looks like, look at her, bro. She looks like a fucking ghoul, boss. My God, dude. She looks like she's been doing some drugs, is what she looks like. Like, holy shit.
I've spoken to the president today on the situation here on the ground. I also just got off the phone a little while ago with Governor Walz and spoke to him as well. I want to reiterate first with all of you the facts of what happened today. At 10:25 a.m. Central Time, Immigration and Customs Enforcement were carrying out lawful operations here in Minneapolis. Because of the adverse weather that Minneapolis has seen in recent snow, one of the vehicles became stuck and ensnared in the snow. Law enforcement were attempting to push out this vehicle, and when a mob of agitators that were harassing them all day began blocking them in, shouting at them, and impeding law enforcement operations.
Again, if we go back to this video that these fuckers are trying, there's no mob. Look at this. Dude, there is no mob anywhere. You do not hear a single fucking person shouting. You hear one guy, but there's no mob. Okay, there's some protesters behind the camera person. There is one guy shouting, but you can clearly hear her saying, go around. Okay, there is, I think the car that passed, I think there was a car stuck in the snow over here on the side. But anyway, there's no mob. There's no giant throng of mob of people blocking them in. This is all fucking bullshit. Okay, there are some officers trying to get into her vehicle because she told them to drive around. She's just trying to leave because she doesn't want to get dragged out and beat up. And this guy's pulling his fucking gun. Ghost, super happy we got your voice. We need it. Thank you again. You got it, Ridge. I got you, boss. I got your back. Thank you. All right. Dude, let's go. Dude. Let's go. All right. Dude, so there's a lot of bullshit going on here with her fucking statement. Okay? Let me go back to where 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗍𝗻𝗻 is. Sorry. There's a lot of bullshit going on here with her statement. I'm going to go back. We're going to let it play. We're going to hear all the lies at once, okay? All right?
To push out this vehicle, weather that Minneapolis has seen in recent snow, one of the vehicles became stuck and ensnared in the snow. Law enforcement were attempting to push out this vehicle, and when a mob of agitators that were harassing them all day began blocking them in, shouting at them, and impeding law enforcement operations. ICE officers and agents approached the vehicle of the individual in question, who was blocking the officers in with her vehicle, and she had been stalking and impeding their work all throughout the day. ICE agents repeated...
Dude, I got to pause right there because she was not blocking them in, okay? You can see she is not blocking them in because a car literally drives around. Look at this car. That fucking car drove around. So they are not blocked in. Liar. 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗍𝗻𝗻 is a liar. She needs to fucking resign. Okay? She needs to fucking resign, guys. Okay? Dude, what the fuck is going on, boss? This is insane. Okay? This is absolutely insane that she is lying like that. Like flat out. Okay? Flat out lying.
With her vehicle, and she had been stalked, approached the vehicle of the individual in question, who was blocking the officers in with her vehicle, and she had been stalking and impeding their work all throughout the day. ICE agents repeatedly ordered her to get out of the car and to stop obstructing law enforcement, but she refused to obey their commands. She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle and attempted to run a law enforcement officer over. This appears as an attempt to kill or to cause bodily harm to agents, an act of domestic terrorism.
Dude, you notice she couldn't even say it right because she knows it's a lie. Dude, that's why she stumbled around, dude. She couldn't even say it right because she just knows that it's a lie, right? You know what I'm saying? She just knows that it's a lie, guys. She absolutely fucking knows that she's lying. Absolutely, guys. Hold on one sec. Just total fucking lie, boss. Yeah, I don't think there's I don't think that's person is a
officer
troll.
fearing for his life and the other officers around him and the safety of the public fired defensive shots. He used his training to save his own life and that of his colleagues. He was treated at a local hospital, has been released, and is now with family.
Yeah. Dude, so I mean, man, this right here, okay? This is just absolutely lying. Because again, guys, okay, they were not blocked in. We clearly hear her saying, go around. These guys refuse to go around, okay, and start like trying to drag her out of her car, at which point she's like, man, I'm just getting out of here. And this guy pulls his service revolver point blank. But look at this guy, dude. This guy is not threatened. None of these people are threatened. None of these people. She was just trying to get out of there without getting sent to fucking 𝗙ecie or alligator Alcatraz or some other fucking shithole because she was doing her job as a citizen's observer. Yeah, man, this is right. This is fucking crazy, boss. Okay? This is really, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to stomach. For me, it's a twofold situation. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a threefold. The one part of this for me is that we actually have a like ethnic cleansing brown shirts force that it will just pull out their weapon at the first chance they get and try to shoot people. And we're not going to stop protesting these guys because they're shooting us. We're going to protest them harder. Okay? You know what I'm saying? We are going to protest them harder. Okay? Absolutely. This is only going to increase the protests. All right? Right? You know what I'm saying? We're going to fucking increase the protests as a result. But so the first thing that bothers me is obviously that we have a militarized, anti-American, brown shirt, ethnic cleansing force that will whip out a gun at the first sense of you like, you know, wounding or bruising their fragile ego, and they will want to cold-blooded kill you and then just do a hand signal, let's get going right afterwards. That's problem number one. Problem number two is that our government officials, like Kristi Noem and like Tricia McLaughlin here, are stone cold fucking liars. They are stone cold fucking liars that will lie like right to our face, even though we have the video proof, and they will gaslight and lie. Okay, that's part two that bothers me. But the third part, guys, is the MAGA people, that the MAGA voters are like cheering murder. Okay, these are the people that were like, oh my God, Charlie Kirk. These are the people that are like, oh my God, you call us Nazis, you're going to get us killed. But they actually murder. And the people are like, oh yeah, you deserve it. You didn't listen to that fucking ICE agent. Like, oh really? Disobeying an ICE agent is a death sentence? I beg to fucking differ. I don't have to listen to an ICE agent. Okay? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to talk to him. I can say, hey man, like, get out of my fucking face. You have no constitutional right to even be talking to me. I'm not harming you. I've done nothing to you. I am not an undocumented person. I am not in any way impeding your shit. Get the fuck away from me. I want 20 feet between you and me right now. Okay? Dude, I don't even have to acknowledge their fucking existence. You don't get to fucking shoot me because I don't listen to your trumped up, like 2-inch dick ego. There is no, you are not a law enforcement officer that like it can just come and order me around. It's fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And the voters though, guys, I mean, cause you realize that if they could get away with it, they would bring lynchings back, guys. They would bring lynchings back. They would have us murdered for disobeying them or for challenging their viewpoint. I mean, it is the reality that they love killing. Okay? Think about this, guys. Think about how much they love not only the killing of like this ICE agent shooting, but like Kyle Rittenhouse, who crossed state lines with an assault rifle and just started shooting people. They love him killing because they think he's killing leftists. He's killing Democrats. He's killing people exercising their First Amendment rights. Okay? Or Daniel Penny choking out a homeless guy who's having a mental health crisis. Okay? They love killing, guys. They love it. They are titillated by killing. I bet Mike Trump will recruit foreign nationals for ICE. Right? I don't know, man. All right, so what do we got? We have some articles of impeachment for Kristi Noem. Today, Robin Kelly, Illinois 2, announced plans to impeach Homeland Security Kristi Noem following the fatal shooting by an ICE officer in Minneapolis. Secretary Kristi Noem is an incompetent leader, a disgrace to our democracy, and I am impeaching her for obstruction of justice, violation of public trust, and self-dealing. Dude, the self-dealing, I wonder if that has to do with her taking money from that $220 million. Okay? Secretary Noem wreaked havoc in the Chicagoland area, and now her rogue ICE agents have unleashed that same destruction in Minneapolis, fatally shooting Renee Nicole Good. From Chicago to Charlotte to Los Angeles to Minneapolis, Secretary Noem is violating the Constitution while ruining and ending lives and separating families. It's one thing to be incompetent and dangerous, but it's impeachable to break the rule of law. I told my constituents and Chicagoans that I would fight against Secretary Noem's agenda. This is me fighting back. Rep. Kelly will file 3 articles of impeachment. 1, Secretary Noem willfully obstructed congressional oversight and withheld congressionally appropriated funds in violation of her constitutional oath and federal law. 2, violation of public trust. She compromised public safety, violated due process of American citizens, and directed unconstitutional actions. And dude, she's lying about an incident. She is like blatantly lying and gaslighting in a fucking press conference, boss. Jesus. And 3, self-dealing. She abused her office for personal benefit and steered federal dollars to associates. Good for her, right? Good for her. Let's fucking giddy up, as Kramer used to say. Dude. You know? Dude, man, this is wild, boss. But this is Kent State, man. Dude, Holman should already be gone because Holman, took $50,000 in a paper bag, right? Remember how he was going to have AOC arrested? Now, AOC, she gave a very, impassioned fucking statement here that I think is worthy of listening to right here. All right, let's watch this real quick.
Browns. So this is now turned into what our greatest fear is and has been for a long time around ICE, that this will be used as an anti-civilian force, that it has no accountability. At the end of the day, what we saw today is a murder. And murders in cold blood need to be prosecuted. Browns.
Yeah, good for her. There's a longer one. Let's look at the longer one. Yes, this is the better one. Here we go. Yeah, the longer one is better. Here we go.
And the speaker and some others have said that this driver was weaponizing her vehicle. What do you say to that?
I think that they're editorializing of this event to justify a public murder is disgusting. It is horrifying. And watch it for yourself. Watch it for yourself. And make that assessment to yourself and which of these leaders are lying to you with their statements.
Some of your Senate...
Dude, I mean, for me, guys, it really comes down to, for me, it came down to the tires, okay? I even made an image of this, right here with the arrow, because this right here is when the first shot is fired, okay? And the first shot is fired. This guy is not in front of the car. And now the tires are turning hard right, okay? Now, if this vehicle was trying to hit this officer, this front tire would be turned toward the officer, and you would see the hubcap here, but you don't, because this car is clearly turning to the right in the direction away from these officers. It is not at a high rate of speed, okay? And what's more, though, this officer completely broke his protocol by approaching the car from the front, standing directly in front of the car, and by, pulling out his service revolver when there had been no threat to his personal safety. Okay? You know what I mean? Like this is clearly... Now, another thing I want to point out, guys, is when we look at this, hold on, I want to show you an image. There's a woman, this woman blocked me today because I fucking told her off, okay? But let me just show you what she was doing, okay? She blocked me with her bullshit thing, but look at what she did. The first thing she did was she showed this image. Look at this image, guys. Because she's like, oh, the shot was fired from the front. But guys... any ballistic expert will tell you this shot, this is the curved part of the windshield. This shot was fired from this camera angle. Okay? This camera angle is the angle with which this bullet was shot. Right? You're on the side. This was not fired from in front of the vehicle, guys. Okay? This shot was fired from this location. And the tires are going that way. This vehicle is going that way. And then he proceeded to stand next to the window and fire inside her driver's window. This shot was not fired from this direction. This shot was fired from this direction, from the side of the vehicle, right? Side of the vehicle. And yes, it's like pointing down at her, okay? This is fucking like he was not in front, okay? He was not in front. Dude, Tiana, let's go. It is brutal. All right. And then there's this other video of it that is like super blurry or what have you that you can't really see. All right. That they're trying to say that, oh, she hit the guy. Right. I don't think he's hit. Right? I mean, I think he's standing next to the car. He does not look hit. Okay? he looks like he's moving around the car and he actually fires, right? He does not look hit. You know why he doesn't look hit, guys? I'll tell you why. Because if he was hit, he would go backwards, right? If he was hit, I mean, he's being brushed to the side, all right? But if he was hit, he would not continue this way. He would be moving that way, okay? He was not hit by that. He was on the side. But then, really, guys, the most telling image, right, is this, guys, is like, let's find the image, okay? I know we looked at it earlier. There he is, okay? There he is, okay? He will be identified. You know what I'm saying? He will be identified. He is clearly not injured. He is clearly not hurt, okay? Now, let me just show you guys, all right? Let me just show you. You're saying that long video is AI? I don't know. I don't know. But I will say this, guys. I want to find the fucking image. I think I posted it. Okay? I was just all over this shit today, man. Livid. Okay? Livid, boss. But like, let me find this. Dude. This image right here. Okay? Yeah, they let her bleed to death after they shot her. We cover that. But this image right here, guys, okay? This image is fucking crazy because the car has turned away. The car is feet away from him, pointed in the opposite direction, not accelerating fast. Nobody here is in any danger whatsoever. And he has his gun literally point blank inside that window, firing, like emptying his clip into her. That's a murder, guys. That's a fucking murder right there. That is a brutal murder, right? And guys, I get it. I think that is great, but here's what we're going to do though. All right, please don't put the name in chat, okay? The name, they know who he is, and there's going to be charges or whatever, but I don't want to run afoul of any possible, like, whatever. I know there's, like, sometimes there's these weird blurry lines about doxing and all that shit, and I think we're fine, but I just don't want to take any chances. I want to be good with the YouTube fucking, you know, with the YouTube overlords, all right? That it's important to me that we keep this channel alive. So let's keep the name out of chat. You can put it in Discord and we can discuss it in there, but we're going to keep that shit here clean. And again, I want to be very clear. I don't want us to engage in any type of personal harassment of these guys, of these officers, or these people. You want to reply to people on Twitter and shit when you're going about your day and you're like getting into it with people. I get that. If you're on social media and you're having interactions with people, but I don't think we should be harassing like ICE agents and that shit online. Okay, protect Tommy at all costs. Let's go. I personally would like to refrain from threatening and doing this kind of crazy shit online. I don't think there's really a place for that. I don't think that shit is helpful. I think like working through the official channels is much more important than like, we don't want to stoop to their level of like violent threats and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You're out at the protest, good. I think protesting is good, and holding these people accountable and like sharing the name with the authorities and law enforcement and with you know, the attorney general of Minnesota and shit. All of that is very important. But I think us being personal vigilantes and us being people that are like going to start threatening and all that, I think we should not engage in that behavior. Okay? Dude, archive, let's go. All right? I think that it's just, I mean, even today, I had some justified anger, okay? And I was telling people to fuck off. I was like saying, you know, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. And I was saying, we're going to, you know, kick your asses in November. But I was not leveraging any type of threats of violence, even with the people that were like sending me death threats. And I was getting some. I was getting people who were like, I wish I knew your address. Like, you're going to be next. And like, I haven't looked at my DMs, but I'm certain there's probably like a handful of DMs at least with some F slurs and you know, other like death threats, etc. Her name was 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗍. Okay. And yes, the Discord link is down in the description, guys. It's always in the description. But yeah, guys, this has been a tragedy of the highest order today. And again, guys, it reminds me of Kent State. Okay. Like I said, now here's what's going to be interesting. Okay. What's going to be interesting about this is a number of things. Like, one is going to be interesting what this does. Okay. Yes, I agree with Bingewood. Her name, 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗍. Say that name. I think like the immigration like issue was already a loser for Trump. People already didn't like the violence of smashing windows, of accidentally discharged fucking, you know, weapons, of lying about shooting the woman in Chicago, and then the body cams prove it, doubly trying to prosecute the sandwich thrower, trying to give people 50 years for keying a Tesla. Like, all this overreaching and overcompensation, everyone was like really upset already, throwing a pregnant woman down on her stomach on the fucking ground and abusing citizens, arresting them after they've shown real IDs, just all kinds of shit. Tear gas in residential neighborhoods, attacking people at grade schools. Like, people were already very anti the you know, ICE and the immigration thing. And what's crazy about this, guys, is because of Nick Shirley and because of this anti-Somalian racism and because of those Republican legislators, Lisa DeMuth, the ones who were trying to sabotage Tim Walz, they had for a moment bring her to court to say this under oath. Yes, I agree, day trader. They had, for one moment, guys, like gotten a little bit of immigration goodwill, if you would call it that, of like, ooh, maybe we do need to like deport these Somalian people because they're stealing a bunch of money. But they literally were in Minneapolis for one day and they've blown the goodwill. Like, they've blown it. I can't imagine anything but negativity arising from this. I imagine the view of immigration is literally going to crash from this. They are going to crash from this. So devastating to see what happened today, man. Yeah, no elite. I know. They are like, the immigration is going to crash. Look at these guys. Look at their faces. Look at him. Look at him. Even this guy. Dude, they know that, like, wow. Like, they know that they've fucked up. Say her name, 𝗦𝗂𝗽𝗍𝗍. Yes, thank you, Magnolia. Say her name. Say it. Yes, there it is. I thought better of putting the thank you with her name. That would have been garish, right? There we go. Dude, Yeah, this is like for this, guys. I still stunned. Appreciate you staying up with us. Still stunned, Hank. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, Hank. I appreciate you, boss. This really hit me on a very deep level. And again, guys, I imagine this is going to crater the immigration thing. It's going to derail their entire immigration program, because I think not only do we have to take to the streets, and not only do we have to like doubly protest and doubly fight back against this, like we have to summon it up like nationwide, maybe have a walkout, maybe punish the economy from this, right? Like a day of walking out of all jobs in America. That son of a B car took your effing gas can. I know it. Let's go. Right? I mean, this guy needs to face state charges, but this is going to crater the immigration agenda. Absolutely. And I feel like today, guys, like today, they officially lost the 2026 election. Okay? I'm telling you, this right here, the House election is done. I don't care how much money Elon Musk spends. It's over. Okay? The House is gone. All right? We are going to fight like we're 50 points behind. But I'm telling you right now, the election ended today. They are done. Okay? They're done, man. They are done. This was their Kent State moment. They want violence to get martial law. They're not getting martial law. Dude, that's a pipe dream. All right, first, hope something good comes out of this tragedy. I do too. So, guys, here's the deal. I know that Trump keeps threatening martial law. We're going to watch the mayor's speech in a minute here, okay? But let me just tell you guys this. You ready? And you need to hear me here. There is no way Donald Trump could execute martial law across the United States, across all 50 states. There's no fucking way. There's not enough soldiers. Half of our fucking soldiers are stationed outside Venezuela right now. We have people all over the Middle East. There's no fucking soldiers. You know what I'm saying? They could not execute martial law here in America. They don't have the goods. It's 50 fucking states. And they're fucking incompetent. They couldn't go to Minneapolis one day and drive around a car without being able to fucking, kill somebody. Okay? Enough is enough. Tyranny must end. Now, yes, you are right, Eco. Let's go. Dude, they're not doing shit. Okay? Now, we're going to have to redouble our efforts, though. Okay? We're going to have to redouble our efforts to, vote in numbers, okay? We need to vote in Joe Biden 2020 numbers, guys, okay? I'm telling you, this cannot be close come November, okay? Because they're going to try to sabotage. They're going to use subterfuge. They're going to try to get mail-in ballots thrown out. Maybe vote in person or vote on that paper mail-in ballot, but take it to the precinct and make sure you get a notification. But we need to vote like the biggest turnout ever in a non-presidential year, okay? We need to break a record with the turnout, okay? We need to break a record. Yeah, break a record, okay? We're going to leave no question here. No way for them to moot this vote, okay? You're going to vote in person? Good. You do it. If you want to vote in person, do it in person. I'm using our paper ballots, mail-in ballot, and I'm going to deliver it to the precinct like I always do. It's for Peter Thiel's digital IDs. Let's go. See, in Portland, guys, I don't know about you, but we get notified when our ballot is coming, when they've mailed it to us. Then we get the ballot. We get the book. You fill out this paper ballot. You return it. They send you an email when they get it, and they send you an email when they've registered it. So we get 3 emails, guys. We get 3 emails. And if there's any inconsistency with your signature, they email you, and then my son, He registered to vote in high school. He voted 2 years later. His handwriting had changed. They held his vote, and he had to prove his identity before they'd count his vote because his signature didn't match. So they are very thorough in Oregon. We do not fuck around here. And it is safe, it is secure, and they are careful to make sure that nobody is voting fraudulently. That's why when they talk about like lying about mail-in voted, I get livid because it is so much safer and more like safeguarded than voting machines. Like voting machines are crap, guys. They are. And yeah, they changed the postmarks. So don't postmark it unless it's like weeks before. I say take that shit to the precinct and count it. Okay, now, one thing I do want to show you guys, that this is from yesterday, okay? Something from yesterday that I feel like is we should watch, all right, is a video where there was an ICE agent that was off duty that was found that had an SS tattoo on his neck, okay? Look at this shit, bro. This guy, okay? This is Minneapolis. This is 2 days ago. All right. Someone finds an ICE agent who's off duty in Minneapolis, and he's got a big SS tattoo on his neck. Look at this shit.
See this fucking shit.
Dude.
Where's that fucking tattoo? Let me see this fucking shit.
now.
Yeah. Get the fuck in your truck and get the fuck out of this city, dog.
Dude.
I mean it, bro. Don't make me fucking get on the phone and start calling people, because I'll have half this fucking city come down here and take you the fuck apart.
Well, dude, I'm not even from nowhere around. We just come
Fuck
through.
off, Nazi. Get in your truck and leave. Your whole fucking crew Nazis?
No, man, we're not even from here.
Where the rest of them at?
Texas.
Yeah?
No, they're not.
Go back.
They're from Texas, some of these guys. See, a lot of these guys, they are not local. They are from Texas. But, dude, did you see that tattoo? It is a straight SS tattoo. Now, what's crazy about this guy is this guy says, I got this thing years ago. And it's like, first off, why are you getting an SS tattoo at any time? And two, if you got it years ago, why are you not getting rid of this thing? You're literally walking around with a Nazi SS tattoo on your fucking neck? Like, what is going on in Texas, guys?
Back to fucking Texas.
Dude, I had this done years ago.
I know, and it's still on your fucking face,
Because
bro.
I ain't had no
I
time
seen
to
that
change
before.
it.
I seen your fucking eyes, dog. Get the fuck out of my city, or I will fucking end you.
Dude.
Look at this fucking Nazi piece of fucking shit walking down fucking Lindale, bro. Yeah, get the fuck on. I see you, doggy. You're not gonna fucking last long in this fucking city, cunt boy.
Now, again, that guy, you notice, I want to point something out because obviously the guy filming this was mad. He was yelling. He was saying some strong shit, but he didn't corner the guy. He didn't back him up to the wall. He didn't get like chest to chest. He did not actively threaten this guy other in a verbal telling him off, like, get the fuck out of here sort of way, calling him out. But like, guys, look at this tattoo, bro. Look at this shit. Look at that. It is an SS tattoo visible right there on the side of his neck. This guy's had it. It's obviously an old tattoo. He did not get it removed. Okay? He did not get it removed. Right? He says, I haven't had time. Really? In 20 fucking years, you've had no time? I don't think it's fresh. When I look at it, it looks pretty like greenish gray. It definitely doesn't look black. It looks like it's got that greenish gray thing. But even then, and this is Lindale, guys. This is right in like Hennepin, Lindale are like, that's a district in Minneapolis, the Hennepin Lindale district. I used to hang out there. There was a coffee shop there called Bob's Java Hut. That's in Hennepin, Lindale. And not only would I go there, they had great fucking coffee, really cool people. 20 years ago, Hennepin, Lindale was filled with like musicians and shit. And I would sleep or take a nap outside Bob's Java Hut because they left their internet on all night right? And so I could book from my laptop. I could use their internet from outside. Okay, so Lyndale is one of the main streets that cuts through Hennepin, Lyndale, and goes through the city, right? And you know, so this is in Minneapolis. Dude, Ridge, what WTF, so much appreciate your talents again. Very strange times indeed. Okay, but guys, this is fucking crazy, you know, to have a SS tattoo. And you see these guys though, dude, right? Dude, these guys are from Texas, right? Look at this guy. Like, dude, these guys are fucking clowns, bro. You know what I'm saying? These guys are clowns. If it wouldn't even need the MS. David, if it literally said 13, they would say it was a gang symbol. If it had a crown, they would deport him to fucking 𝗙COT. Like that barber. Remember the gay barber? Lyndale is a long road. Yeah, no, I know it is. It goes through Hennepin, Lyndale. It goes across the whole fucking city. Right? But to me, Hennepin, fucking Lyndale is really the only neighborhood in Minneapolis. There's no other part of Minneapolis exists. Right? I mean, that's just where I hung out, man. When I would play Triple Rock, I would play a club called the Triple Rock Social Club, which is downtown. But like Hennepin, Lyndale was like where all the like, you know, alt girlies used to fucking live. That was just my spot. But yeah, dude, these guys are not trained law enforcement officers. They're like good old boys with Nazi tattoos from Texas that are literally just collecting 50 grand to run around with guns and fucking threaten people and shit in a gang. But you see, when there's not a gang, he's just like a fucking kind of a simpleton, you know? You know what I'm saying? Guns and diabetes. I mean, this guy is like, you know, I don't know. These are the people that are executing American citizens, right? Right? These are the guys that are slamming pregnant women's babies down onto the concrete, that are slamming, right? Where did I get this shirt? I got it on like some t-shirt website. It's a good one, isn't it? It's my Grover Fuck the Police t-shirt. It's amazing. I have 3 of them. I have a black one, I have a white one, I have a tan one. I bought 3, dude, because I didn't know if they'd run out of them. Isn't it great? The greatest fucking t-shirt you've ever seen, boss. My favorite slogan and my favorite Sesame Street character. Dude, I always knew Grover was on my wavelength, boss. Dude. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. Okay? This shit is nuts. You know? Fucking unfucking believable, boss. Unbelievable. And I mean, look at what 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀's doing though, dude.
How's everything going? You get lunch today?
Dude, she's just walking around like a fucking cowboy at the ice thing. Like, dude, right? She's walking around like a cowboy, or what else she was doing. Just look at this shit. Hold on. You ready? Look at what she was doing the other day, guys. And I think this is important to point out. Is look at this. Okay? So 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀, so this guy, think about this, guys. This guy is a murderer or something, okay? Now, I just want to point out that 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀's out here cosplaying with her little body armor and her beanie, and she's out there, but like, think about this, guys. She's out there like filming, you know, content to, we're arresting these bad guys. But think about the message it sends right here, guys. Okay? For her, like, one guy, one immigrant who committed murder is out there, and she, the director of Homeland Security, the leader of the government organization is going to like personally be videoed as though this guy was El Chapo or fucking like Noriega or Fidel Castro, right? She's like elevating this guy to like, we just caught Osama bin Laden. You are so important that I, the director of Homeland Security, am coming down to be filmed with you. Like, it's ridiculous how she is like elevating these people to like legendary status with her fucking role playing. You know what I mean? Her hack game is deranged too. It is indeed, boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she should literally be sitting here in an office somewhere, like delegating tasks and administratively running her organization. But she is out there like making these arrestees more important than they are. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you arrest a guy who killed someone, you don't bring Governor Newsom. If there's an arrest in LA, Governor Newsom doesn't go film content and like, oh, elevate this murderer to like, wow, he's now in a video with the governor. Like, why the fuck would you do that, man? You know what I'm saying? This guy is not fucking Jimmy Hoffa. This guy is a 2-bit criminal that they're arresting, but she's making a spectacle of this, okay? She is like out there wearing her body armor, like pretending to be some hardcore fucking soldier. Meanwhile, she's just committing a whole bunch of adultery, right? Like fucking her chief of staff and otherwise being fucking disgusting.
Are you aware of the crimes you've committed?
That's Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who deployed roughly 2,000 agents to the Twin Cities to conduct immigration raids and to assist in a widening fraud probe. 2,000 agents is enormous.
It is.
How do you justify that to the American taxpayer?
The American taxpayer is grateful that resource allocation has been put here.
Yeah, the American taxpayer now, like, look at this. She posted this video yesterday. And a day after they brought their 2,000 people and said, oh, the American taxpayer loves this. They've already murdered an innocent fucking civilian woman. What's in Christie's Dome, written by Cash Bongino. Let's go, Tony. Dude, it took them one day. Their first day of operations, guys. And they already murdered an innocent woman and lied about it and created a huge fucking scandal that is going to haunt her career for the rest of her life.
We've never seen this kind of fraudulent and abuse of programs before in recent history.
Over the past 3 years, prosecutors here have charged more than 90 people, mostly Somali Americans, with fraud.
Are you aware of the crimes you've committed?
Yeah, again, like ICE has, like, they have no business. They're not fucking lawyers, dude. The American taxpayer just flew into the Death Star. Indeed. Dude, the American taxpayer literally just said, you know what? You're getting impeached. That's what the American taxpayer just said. Dude, the American taxpayer just said, we're out. Okay? We are out. Dude, isn't that crazy? Like, bro, one day. They were in Minneapolis one fucking day, okay? One day, and they already have completely fucked up and have completely fucking destroyed any credibility. Any credibility the Trump administration had on immigration is just completely done, bro. It is completely done. And now look at what else, guys. World Cup. Is there going to be some World Cup boycotts over Venezuela? Dude, it's going to go from bad to worse. Can you imagine if all of the South American nations boycott, if a whole bunch of Europe boycotts over Trump's illegal, like, Venezuela move? Are we going to have boycotts? Like, dude, everything is coming off the rails for this shit, bro. Dude, boycott. Boycott, 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 boycott. Dude, let's go. Yes. All right, let's watch it. 50 ICE agents to get one guy. Look at this. You ready? How many taxpayer dollars are being spent for this fucking piece of fucking theater, bro? Look at that. 50 agents to pick up one guy. Dude, how fucking pathetic are these guys? 50 Texas rednecks to collect one guy, dude. Look at that shit. You know how many taxpayer dollars that is, guys? Dude, it's a clown show, boss. There's still more. Look at this shit. Dude, look at this clown show. Look at this guy. He looks like he's going to a paintball fucking adventure, bro. Dude, what an active waste. This is why Trump's going to blow up the deficit. Okay? Isn't that insane? That is fucking insane, bro. Absolutely crazy. She was a mother of 3. All right? Dude, crazy. She was a poet. She won the 2020 Academy of American Poets University and College Poetry Prize at Old Dominion University. Right? Renee Macklin. Right now, Renee Nicole Good is from Colorado Springs, Colorado, studying creative writing at ODU. Right? This is, I guess, her. There's a lot of different pictures have been posted of this woman. So there's been like some misinformation based around her. Okay. Like, you know, so I guess the photo that I posted is not her, right? The red lipstick one. I guess that's meaning that this one is not her. So I'm like, so let me get the real photo of her. Yeah, dude, it's hard to see how those photos came out. Let me see. Yeah, Texas is a welfare state. Dude, Texas doesn't kick in as much as they fucking take, dude. Dude, isn't that crazy that we subsidize Texas? Right? Isn't that insane that we subsidize Texas, guys? That is fucking crazy that Texas is subsidized, boss. Like, unfucking believable. Okay? But ICE absolutely needs to be disbanded. She is 37. Yes, she was 37 years old. Okay? But dude, that is crazy, dude. But man, the nastiness that I've seen, guys, on the site, ICE will eventually get disbanded, right? Not during the Trump term, but ICE is gonna get disbanded. You watch. I guarantee you. We'll go back to having CBP. Like, dude, we were fine with CBP. We never needed this ICE shit. These guys are fucking clowns anyway. They're completely fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, all we need is majorities in Congress, and the minute we get it, that shit will be gone. Dude, yeah, dude, Biden dropped the ball in so many fucking ways, boss. Okay? But I think there's a lot of shit going on here where you know, let's look at Frey's speech, okay? Because what he says here is really good, dude, right here.
To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Dude, I mean, mincing no words, guys. This is literally how America feels about, like, ICE in general, okay? Right? And dude, I'm not surprised that they're IDF. I'm not surprised. I mean, it's pretty clear. Oh my God. Dude, can we talk about Benjamin Netanyahu after this? What's going on in Israel? Like, what the fuck, bro? Dude, these guys like Trump and Netanyahu are a fucking cartel. Okay? They are a fucking cartel, boss.
To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. Somebody is dead. That's on you. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying. To the family, I'm so deeply sorry. We're going to be working towards justice as quickly as we possibly can right now. And justice is what we've all got to get. We're going to make sure that in this very difficult moment, we do not take the bait that these ICE agents are trying to create and that the federal government, to be clear, wants.
People are going to want to exercise their First Amendment rights, but please do so safely and lawfully to ensure that we do not have any further tragedy in this city or destruction.
We can show them the kind of courage, bravery, love, and compassion that makes Minneapolis. Let's unite around hope and love and peace and getting justice.
All right, there we go. Dude, that's a good clip. Get the fuck out of here. All right, get the fuck out of here. But again, guys, I want you to understand this, though. And this is very important, okay? When fascists try to clamp down, okay? Now, I learned this from my father. I had an authoritarian father. He was very severe. He was very abusive. He was like grab mom by the neck and slam her against the refrigerator to keep her in line kind of guy. He never openly hit her because he didn't have to, because his lead ups of like slamming her against the wall or grabbing her neck and choking her just were enough for her to like submit. Okay. So he didn't have to use like brute violence, but he did use brute violence on the children. Okay. And he was controlling and completely fucking authoritarian. He was a domestic abuser. He was a fucking degenerate. Okay. But let me tell you, the more physical and oppressive he got, the more resistance we had to summon, those of us who did stand up to him, right? And so it's really important in times like this, when they do that shit, when they go over the line like this, when they lie about it, you show up 10x, okay? You show up more. You show up harder and heavier and with more resistance. Okay, they do this overcompensating, overkill shit to try and scare you. And the minute they do this stuff, we fucking have to show up like bigger and faster and harder and with more resolve. And you know what I'm saying? It's like you just don't relent. Okay, and I agree with the bait of like, we don't want to be starting violence, but we're also not going to let their violence like make our showing up cease to exist. Okay? We're going to continue to show up and to show up in big numbers. Now, I wonder if, I'm sure there are protests happening right now. Dude, they're fucking, yeah, man. Look at this, bro. It's crazy, dude. Dude, look at that. Holy shit, boss. That is like, I don't know. It kind of makes me misty. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it makes me a little misty to see that people are showing up in just throngs, right? And this too, right? Human beings are not illegal, all right? You can be in America without documents. You can be in America without having gotten papers or without going through the expensive and lengthy hoops of like trying to get citizenship, but you're not illegal. It is not illegal to be a human being standing on Earth anywhere, okay? I don't care where you're at, right? There's no human being that's illegal. We all share this planet. We share it with a bunch of animals and insects and plants and moving tectonic plates and fucking, you know, molecules of all kinds of shit, okay? And you are not illegal. And that term of like trying to call people illegal, like the only reason they even use that term, guys, is a way of demeaning you to a level of criminality that excuses abusive behavior toward you, right? If you're illegal, it is like the basis of American slavery, okay? America was built on enslaving innocent black people because there weren't enough white people to work these like lush fields and these tobacco fucking fields and these cotton fields. So they enslaved black people and made them do the work and extracted all the labor from them and took all the wealth. Okay. And then eventually when they ended it, they didn't end slavery. They simply moved slavery to once you've done something illegal, you can be enslaved. So they just moved slavery into the prisons. And then all they needed to do was wait for you to be illegal. And then immediately they started passing insane laws like curfews or laws like if you didn't have a place to live, you were now illegal, right? And these people had literally just come off a plantation. None of them had places to live. And they would go sweep them all right into slavery in jail. I mean, we're so toxic, okay? And just so toxic, unbelievably toxic. And vagrancy laws. If you don't have any money, you're going back into prison. And then eventually they set up a two-tier justice system where felony goes to prison and slavery and a misdemeanor you get out. And guess what happened? All the white guys and all the rich guys got the misdemeanor and all the black guys and all the women and all the brown people got the felony and went into slavery. And so this idea of human beings being illegal is just a way to extract like wealth from them, to extract their labor, to force them into, you know, legal slavery, dude. It's fucking bullshit. ICE is deeply cynical, no dialogue, no ideology. Dude, they don't even have fucking uniforms, bro. You know? But yeah, dude, this is some bullshit. Look at that, though. Killer ICE off our streets. No ICE. ICE out of Minnesota. Dude, people are standing on their fucking porches. Like, fuck yeah, man. Yeah. Fucking bullshit, bro. What a day, man. This was domestic terrorism by the Department of Homeland Security and ICE. You know what I'm saying? So just so you know, guys, you ready? So ICE, ending ICE would be easy. In order to end ICE, okay, it's under congressional authority. Congress can dissolve federal agencies. All they would have to do is generate a bill to disband ICE and terminate its enforcement mandate, and then restructure the responsibilities in there or not. But all they'd have to do is pass a bill, okay? Because the Patriot Act is just a bill. It's not a constitutional amendment. And ICE is an agency. Congress has the authority to reallocate funding or dissolve any federal agency. Okay? Congress could end any federal agency. They would just have to pass a bill to do it. Right? Now, obviously, you need 60, right? You need 60 in the Senate. But here's what they could do. Okay? You ready? Because you'd need 60. So highly doubtful you're going to get 60. But you know what will happen, guys? Is we'll just do what Trump did with the Department of Education. Okay? Right? The Department of Education, it's like you just take away the money. Okay? That's what you do. Right? You only need 51. Right? You need a simple majority in the Senate to pass any type of fucking monetary bill. Right? When it's strictly dealing with the allocation of resources. So all you have to do is just take away the funding. Okay? Set the ICE funding at 0, and then the agency is effectively dead. Okay? You don't even have to dissolve the agency. You literally just take away every penny of their funding. And that shit is gone like song, boss. You know what I mean? And yes, Tim Walz is not resigning. He is staying for the remainder of his term, right? I did use the phrase step down in my video, but that was more about him stepping down from his campaign, right? But yeah, Tim Walz is not leaving. I mean, for me personally, guys, I'm a little mad at Tim Walz because I wish he wasn't such a fucking such a milquetoast non-fighter, okay? I wish he had a little more fight in him to be like, screw you guys, right? He should have been talking about the Republicans hamstringing him all year when he was trying to pass those goddamn fraud prevention bills. He should have been like out on the forefront of this thing during Doge, right? When Elon was doing Doge, what better time for him to say, like, they're not going to do any Doge. My own Republicans here in Minnesota have been blocking me from passing fraud prevention here in Minnesota where we're grappling with a lot of it, right? He should have fucking, especially if he's going to step into that vice president role, like he needed to be much more of a fighter. And that's it, guys. You ready for this? Here's the deal, okay? My thing is this. I'm not going to hate on the man because whatever, he's just built softer and less of a fighter. But I will say this. I will say that we are no longer going to elevate people to the national stage that are gutless. Okay? I don't want any more, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody like Shapiro in Pennsylvania, who's just a fuddy-duddy nice guy. Let's all get along. Fuck you, Shapiro. You are never getting on the national stage. Okay? No more of these friendly, handshaking, ass-kissing, let's try to smooth everybody together bullshit artists on the national stage. You have to be a warrior until MAGA is powerless, or you don't get the national stage. You stick to your fucking, right? Stick to your goddamn state offices. Okay? But no more national stage for people that are not going to be like brutal about fighting Trump, dude. And you know what I'm saying? And I mean, dude, for me, Pete, the same way. If he's going to step up and be a warrior, fine. But if he's going to be no, we're going to fucking, let's be reasonable here, then fuck you. Okay? You're not getting the national stage anymore. We need fighters. Okay? We need people that use straight language like AOC. This was a murder. Okay? Right? No more of this like ass kissy, let's not upset MAGA. Fuck you. Like blowtorch to the MAGA infrastructure now. Okay? And that's just the national stage. Okay? We're going to have congressional people. We'll have congressmen and senators that are more milquetoast. We'll have local governments that are people that are reasonable and trying to work across the aisle. I am talking about the national Democratic leaders that are the figureheads out there at the front of the ship piloting the agenda. You're going to be a warrior and you're going to be a boxer, or you're not going to be in that national stage. Okay? And dude, I like Mark Kelly. Dude, I like AOC. I like fucking a lot of these people. Pritzker, Newsom. There are many fucking warriors out there, right? There's probably more if we really dug into them. You know what I'm saying? If we dig in there. But we just need more people that are not going to bend over for these guys. Okay? You know what I'm saying? As long as Dems are weak, dude, what are you talking about, dude? Fuck off. You fucking clown, right? You're blaming weak Dems on these guys? Like, what are you talking about? Dude. You're an idiot. This isn't about weak Dems, right? Dude. When you get shot, it's not because you're weak. All right? Dude, give me a fucking break. Dude, yeah, I mean, guys, I'll be honest. When you don't have any power, it's hard. It's hard to have no power, guys. But I feel like in particular, what I saw with the Epstein files was a real show of democratic power. Okay, because think about this, guys. Okay, think about this. All right, Donald Trump has his hand-picked guy, Mike Johnson. Donald Trump has his hand-picked MAGA people. And the Dems actually turned some of them. Okay, they got enough people to sign that discharge petition to force a vote, which then forced 479 Congress people to sign on. Okay, the Democrats did that while having no power, guys. That is one of the biggest, no power accomplishments I've ever seen in any Congress. I mean, it's right up there with Mitch McConnell's sabotaging of the Supreme Court. And the stakes may seem smaller because it's not the Supreme Court, but dude, they managed to turn Mike Johnson's own house against Trump and against Mike Johnson and force a fucking vote that then everybody, including Trump, had to get behind. And now Trump is breaking the law, and so is Pam Bondi, which there may not be immediate consequences, but I guarantee you them breaking the law and continuing to fudge these Epstein files is going to have political consequences. Okay? And so I'm actually not super disappointed. I mean, I do understand the low approval rating. I had somebody say something to me the other day about low approval rating, but let me tell you about approval rating, guys. Okay? Let me give you an example. So the day after I got banned on Twitch back in July, if you had polled me the day after I got banned, my Twitch approval rating would have been down near 0. Okay? Now, I don't actually fucking hate Twitch. I didn't delete my accounts. I streamed several days while I was suspended here. And I still have a community on Twitch, right? Even though I haven't streamed there in 6 months. But my approval rating the day after I got banned would have been in the tank for months, okay? You know what I'm saying? Right now, my approval rating with Twitch would be slightly higher because they were a place for me to go when I was suspended here. But the Dem approval rating right now after losing this election and Gaza and Joe Biden and the disastrous fucking candidacy, losing to Trump and Elon Musk and all this bullshit and the hell we're going through, there's no way the Dem approval rating would be good right now. Okay? When I hear a Dem approval rating of 20%, that seems right where it should be because we're all fucking disgusted with the fact that we have to go through this shit. Look at what we have to go through, right? And we're mad. We're mad that there was nothing they could do to stop it. Okay? But as you may have noticed with the elections, that we still swept all of these elections. So that approval rating is not a problem, because you don't have to like your team to vote for your fucking team, guys. Let me just tell you, okay? I'm just telling you that, like, remember that, all right? And let me just tell you, with some college athletes, okay? I went to UCLA during the Troy Aikman years. He was our quarterback, okay? And there were a lot of people, okay? He was an SAE. I had some friends in SAE. He wasn't that active, but he was like mostly a figurehead, and they were like a big house. But my point is the UCLA teams, while Troy Aikman was there, were very good. But like, guys, a significant number of guys on those teams fucking hated each other, okay? They hated each other. Like some guys on that team, very good winning team, they fucking hated each other. But you know what? It didn't matter, because they went out on that field, and when they were on the field and when they were taking snaps, when they were playing ball, they would fucking step in front of a Mack truck for the guy they hated. The minute the game was over, they wouldn't fucking talk to each other. But on the field, it was just, they were a team, okay? And that's a lesson that championship teams often have. A lot of those guys, the New England Patriots, a lot of those guys did not like each other. You don't have to like each other to fucking band together and kick your opponent's ass, okay? It's very important to learn this. This idea that we all have to be kumbaya. No. I mean, leftists can hate the centrists, and the centrists can hate the leftists, and the progressives can hate both of them, and we can all be miserable and hate each other. But when we get in that huddle during the election year to kick the MAGA team's ass, we just have to fucking band together, hate or no hate, get in that election and fucking win. That's it, okay? And then when we're done with the election, we can fucking shred each other in the non-election year, and we can protest and do all the shit we need to do to argue. But man, you look at the election year, and it's like a football game. You get in the fucking huddle, you do your fucking role, you get everybody doing their goddamn job, and you make the votes, you catch the passes, and you win the fucking game. And that's it. Okay? You don't have to like each other. Okay? You do not. I have worked on film sets with people who fucking hated each other. Dude, there are movies where the actors and the directors hated each other. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's about making the fucking project. Doesn't matter if you hate each other. Doesn't matter what your personal feelings are. Okay? You put that shit aside. Does not have to be kumbaya. All right? And we're going to show up, guys. Okay? We are going to show up big. We're going to show up like 2020 big. Okay? Yeah, dude, MAGA hates ranked choice, because if there was ranked choice voting, MAGA would never win a fucking election ever again, boss. Right? Ever. Dude. They'd never win. I'm on roughly till 11:30. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to, and then I'm going to go make some videos. Dude, I got a 1 in 10 finally, guys. Look at this shit, bro. Look at that, dude. Let's go. Dude, I haven't had a 1 in 10. That's my first 1 in 10 since we got back. Let's go, baby. Dude, let's go. Love to see it, dude. Dude, the channel is like, it's going to take me another month or two to build it back up to what it was before they fucking cancel me. But guys, like, we're going to take nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what just happened with me and YouTube, dude. The YouTube channel was jamming. We were doing so good. I was having such good days. I was like cruising at the highest like daily operational thing ever. And then YouTube copy struck me, and they gave me a fucking a timestamp that like didn't even do anything. I was like, why the fuck they even ban me? They completely like kneecapped me. Okay? You know what I'm saying? They kneecapped me. They fucking like, I had no income for several days. I did just go to Twitch and say, fuck it. I played Fortnite 12 hours a day to forget about it. And then they took the strike away. They didn't like end my thing. They just made it disappear as though it never existed. And like, but you know what, guys? I am not mad at them at all. Okay? I'm frustrated that like my channel was humming and now it's like it's 0 again and I have to like crank it out and fucking, you know, get back on the ball and it's going to be a while before I get back to where I was. I'm frustrated, of course. But like, dude, at least they got rid of the strike. At least whatever mistake they made or whatever they did, they corrected it. And they can't give me those days back. But you know what, guys? There's like 1 billion fucking users on YouTube. This shit's going to happen, okay? Shit's going to happen. And sometimes I'm going to be humming and somebody's going to come up and kneecap me. But like, dude, that's just life, okay? You get frustrated, but you don't take it personal, okay? They're not out to get me. The universe isn't out to fucking attack me. It is just sometimes you get kneecapped, whether it's by the U.S. government, by your platform, by a good friend, by your kids, your girlfriend, your neighbor, whatever. I mean, if it becomes a habitual occurrence and they're like abusing you, then you have to address that shit. But like, man, sometimes when you just get knocked down, you just have to pretend like, you know, that it's just one of those things, you know? And I mean, like, this is the difference between like a Democrat voter and a Republican voter, guys. Because if you look at the people who end up being Republicans, who end up being MAGA, it is almost exclusively tied to a resentment. They take something personal, right? Somebody like 𝗙𝗙cie𝗶𝗏 who takes, you know, Gavin Newsom personal, or the leftists who challenged her on the homeless people. Oh, those leftists, like Brianna Wu is somebody right now. Like, dude, you guys know Brianna Wu? I used to like really love and respect Brianna Wu, right? But Brianna Wu, like Brianna, whatever. Brianna Wu, after like October 7th, she has lost her fucking mind. And she is like started being like anti-trans and anti-progressive and like nursing this ginormous fucking resentment. Brianna Wu is a trans woman who's involved in the media that is literally has just like after October 7th, she started seeing everybody as like anti-Semitic and just has completely gone off the deep end of like moving toward the right wing and now like holding this resentment against all progressive voters. Okay. And it's like, dude, she's really fucking lost her wits. And she's actually a candidate for like red pilling. Okay. Because that's what happens, guys. When you nurse a resentment, like that's how you get red pilled. Okay. Republican is about resentment. They don't let go of resentment. Okay. They don't let go of resentment, guys. You know what I mean? They don't. That's the thing, okay, dude. That's funny. She was on TYT's Rebel Pack, of course she was. Jesus, dude, TYT boss. Oh fuck, bro. We're gonna battle TYT, guys. Okay, we're gonna have to battle a lot of our own, dude. All right, we are. We're gonna have to battle a lot of our own. You know. Yeah, Blue Phoenix, I'm sorry. You know? Dude. And the thing about this is like, I don't think progressives are a problem. I don't think leftists are a problem. I don't think centrists are a problem. I think there are just some people who try to be an obstacle, period. And some people aren't even trying to be an obstacle. Some people are just really like overzealous and they want change faster than they can have it. And so their desire for fast change creates a little bit of problems. Dude, haters gonna hate. Let's go. Let's go, dude. They are, Ridge. You're not wrong. Dude, Fuzz, let's go. Thank you, guys. I will say this, guys. It is hard to embrace long-term incremental change, okay? But let me just tell you, okay? Let me just tell you guys that, like, I am coming up on 19 years of sobriety, okay? And my sobriety now, like, I couldn't have gotten this 19 years of sobriety and the 10 years of therapy and the 3 years of EMDR and the several years of Vipassana meditation. I couldn't have gotten all of that in 5 years, okay? It took me 19 years to get what 19 years of incremental change can be. And it's hard because you know what happens, guys? Let me just tell you, as an AA professional, people come in and what they decide to do is I'm going to give up drinking and smoking and caffeine, and I'm going to stop everything and gambling. I'm going to give it all up right now. And those guys are back on the bottle in no time because super fast instant change-o doesn't work. It creates some type of oppression. It creates some type of fucking, you know, like cataclysmic, like overstimulation, like overwhelm that causes people to fall off. So what I did was I quit drinking, okay? And then 3 years into it, I quit smoking cigarettes and gambling, okay? Right? And then 5 years into it, I quit caffeine, okay? And the whole time I was doing step aerobics, I was doing yoga, I was doing meditation, I was going to therapy. Eventually I did EMDR. And then eventually, by the time I was at year 8, I was free of, you know, nicotine, gambling, fucking, right? I quit watching adult content for several years. Like, I eventually got rid of all of it while I did this fucking therapy and did this work without all the crutches. And then I healed some of that wound, but it took like a decade, man. And then I quit caffeine for 8 years, okay? I went back to caffeine once I started screenwriting, okay? And then I went back to caffeine. And now I drink coffee and I have one energy drink a day, okay? But I did quit caffeine for 8 years. And it was amazing, right? I was able to raise my kid during his highest period of energy without ever coming down from caffeine. I mean, that's part of why I quit caffeine. I had no intention of quitting, but when my son was like 4 years old, I noticed that I was grumpy, and I wasn't grumpy because of him. I was grumpy because I was in a caffeine burnout when his energy was peaking. And I felt like it was really unfair to him to have a dad that was going to be grumpy and maybe short with him and maybe make him feel like his energy was problematic simply because I was strung out on fucking caffeine. So I gave up the caffeine and was like, fuck it, man. I'm going to be this kid's dad. I'm going to meet him at the energy he has, and I'm not going to fucking, you know, rain on his parade because I'm addicted to some fucking, you know, coffee. And so from the time he was 4 till he was 12, no caffeine, boss, right? Isn't that nuts? Dude, that was, well, I guess he was 5 to 13, no caffeine. And dude, it was great, man. It was great, dude. It was like living without caffeine, like gave me a new, I don't know, it gave me a new sort of like, I interact with caffeine differently, right? Is caffeine really that bad? So, I mean, it depends on what you define as bad. The thing about caffeine is the drug itself is not really that bad. I mean, it is a diuretic and it can dehydrate you pretty severely, which can lead to things like constipation and other, you know, situations. But I think the primary thing of caffeine, guys, is it fucks with your mood and your ability to regulate emotions. If you don't, like a lot of people, you know, you've heard the phrase, like, don't even speak to me before I get my coffee. It's because of its highly addictive nature where like you just can't be in a good mood without it. For some people that are deeply addicted to it, like they need it to achieve a base level function. And for me, guys, I don't like to have that. Like I'll go on vacation sometimes and just not drink fucking caffeine for extended periods of time, just to sort of like detox it, you know, because it's like, I don't like being that heavily dependent to where like, if my moods start changing, like if I don't have coffee and I'm snapping at Jenny, I'm going to fucking back off of caffeine and chill the fuck out. Okay. Because I don't want to do that shit. And sugar's another one, right? Processed sugar can have the same effect. Okay. But it's, you know, for me though, guys, I didn't quit it because it was bad or whatever, or I was trying to be a purist. I quit it for two reasons. Like, one was I wanted to meet the energy of my kid without getting grumpy and just be a good dad. And two, I wanted to go and do my therapeutic years of like with no substances, right? And that's what I did. When I went through EMDR, okay, when I did EMDR and when I did some of this work, I was substance free, guys. Substance free, okay? Right? And to me, that was really important to go and do some of that deep trauma healing work when I had no crutches. I got rid of all the crutches and I replaced them with meditation and with yoga and with exercise and with the sauna and with therapy and EMDR. And then after I healed some of that trauma, when I went back to caffeine, my relationship with it is different now, right? Like I don't have to drink 14 Red Bulls in a day, right? I can drink one energy drink and be like, you know, fine with that. I get my little high from the Rockstar. I get the taurine and the vitamin B12 shot and the caffeine, and I'm all jazzy and I get super high. And maybe if I'm gaming, I'll drink 2 and get super jacked up. But like, my dependency on it is very different, you know what I mean? It's like, and the same with my other shit, right? Like I still have an active participation with like adult content, but it's not interfering with my relationship with Jenny. It's like accentuating it, and it's not interfering with me getting my work done. It's like helping me get my work done because I use these stimulating things differently than I did before I did that healing fucking work. You know what I mean? And so, and I still though drink coffee like during the day while I'm editing and shit, right? You get a shot of B12. No, but so Anne-Marie, when I say shot of B12, I don't get a shot. I'm talking about Rockstar. Like if you look at what energy drinks are, there are some little like amino acids like glucuronolactone and shit like that. But the primary thing that makes energy drinks is there's sugar, there's high vitamin B, okay, like B12 and shit. And then there's taurine, which is a blood thinner, okay? And then there's a decent amount of caffeine. So what it is it's the blood thinner that makes everything work. The taurine thins your blood so that vitamin B and sugar and caffeine injection like hits you like a rocket, okay? And now taurine though is good for you if you're like on a plane, if you're sedentary a lot, taurine will help prevent you from getting blood clots. Like if you are somebody who sits in a chair at an office all day, you should probably drink one beverage a day with taurine. You know, you don't need to go overboard with this shit, but a little bit of taurine, it is naturally occurring in the human body, and having one energy drink a day is not going to fucking harm you in any way. Now, if you're drinking 10 of them and then going to the gym to work out, you may have a fucking heart attack and shit, right? But some of this stuff is not nearly as bad as, you know, the scary shit they say. Now, my liver is like a fucking, you know, my liver is next gen, okay? Because I was, you know, abusing cocaine and methamphetamine for like, you know, a long time, doing a lot of crazy shit. So you know, being an alcoholic, I got a solid liver, all right? I do. And fortunately, like there's nothing bad on it. My liver is still kicking, but you do have to be careful. Like when I was bartending, I used to drink like 14 Red Bulls a day. My bar manager would order extra cases of Red Bull just for me because I drank so many when I bartended. But like they didn't care because I was a great bartender and I made them a ton of fucking money. So they were like, all right, we need 5 extra cases of Red Bull and that's fine because he's bringing in the numbers. But dude, yeah, I was crazy. Okay. I was nuts with it, but I don't do that shit anymore. Okay. I don't do that shit anymore. Does your liver heal naturally? I mean, I don't know, that is too many, dude. It was bad, but that was in my early days of like trying to get sober. Okay. So that was keeping me off alcohol, but eventually I got rid of that too, but I think your liver does heal, right? Naturally. I think like everything in the body and it just depends on if you go over the cliff, right? Like if you go over the cliff to the point of where you have liver disease or you're getting cirrhosis and shit, then you get to a point of where it stops healing and it starts becoming degenerative. But if you stop all that shit before you get there, then yeah, everything heals. Even my lungs. I smoked a pack a day for a long time and I quit smoking cigarettes in 2010. It's been 15 years coming up on Valentine's Day. It'll be 16 years of no smoking. And now I'm in a special government program that screens me for lung cancer every year because of the smoking. I get the chest screening but like my lungs are, back. They're back. You know what I'm saying? They're back. They're fucking jamming. And it took a while, but that shit fucking heals, man. Okay? That shit heals. And the thing about your brain is I do want to say that your brain, you can change your brain chemistry too, guys. It's a little more complicated though, because your brain doesn't necessarily just heal, but meditation will change your brain chemistry. Okay. And this is like, there's a strong body of research, okay, that there are certain things of like ADHD and ADD and OCD stuff that meditation and specifically meditation that's about awareness and like insight meditation, like Vipassana and some of those, it actually changes your brain chemistry. Okay. So it's not so much that you can heal your brain, but you can modify how it works. Okay. You can modify how the chemistry in your brain works through meditation. Okay. Which is insane to think about. And protein has a lot to do with it. Okay. Like, I know they rag on eggs and shit, but like, dude, eggs are a great brain food. If you don't have a cholesterol issue, like eat a lot of eggs and stress management. Okay. Stress management is really, really fucking important. But, because your brain is really affected by stress and your brain manages the rest of your body. So if you don't manage your stress, you are stressing the thing that manages your whole body. And that can create a whole host of like downstream ailments. So I think number one, meditation and visualization and then some type of stress management is essential. Like stress management is the number one health thing you can do is figuring out a way to manage your stress. You're never going to get rid of anxiety. So the meditation I did was the kind that Buddha did. I'll put a link here. It's called Vipassana, and it's the meditation that Buddha did. Okay. And here's the website. And so I'll just give you a little disclaimer real quick. So let me tell you about this. There's the website, Dhamma.org. It is the tradition of Buddha. It is the insight meditation that Buddha did, which is about just simply developing awareness of, it's the idea that there's two forces in life. There's craving and there's aversion. And the insight meditation is about learning to see craving and aversion like in the moment on your body. You like, it's like these sensations that pass over you. It's like you become able to visualize. You don't really visualize, but you can see and sense your physical, like chemical sensations that make you crave or make you have aversion, right? Fear and addiction, right? Now, it's a specific technique, okay? So they have sites all over the world, and they're meditation temples, and it's a 10-day endeavor, okay? You go and you sign up, and if you get approved, you go there for 10 days. No talking, no eye contact, silence, no phones, all that shit gets taken away. You sleep and you meditate off and on with walks in between, meditating for like 14 hours a day. You eat wonderful home-cooked vegan meals that are prepared by previous students that are working this. And during that 10 days, you learn this specific technique. And then every day, there's a TV set where you see the instructor from India who tells you what you just experienced that day and why you experienced it. And everybody sort of goes through this. And it's amazing, guys. It's weird that when you stop talking to people and looking in their eyes and like ego judging, you actually feel closer to these people you're sharing silent space with. It's really hard to describe, that you realize that a lot of our separation and disconnect is because of our egos judging other people with talking to them or hearing them and like looking at them. It's amazing. But then after that 10 days of silence, you've learned the technique, and then you can do it at home. But you ready for this, guys? It's free. Again, it's zero charge. The whole thing, the room and board in the lovely temple, all the food, free. At the end of it, you donate whatever you want. You can donate $5. You can donate $5,000. You could donate $5 and you could go again and they wouldn't fucking care. There is no, like, it is given away. Okay. That is a stipulation of the Buddha Vipassana technique, is you never charge for it. You give it away. And then you donate afterwards what it was worth to you, what that experience was worth to you. And that's how they survive. They survive by, thousands of people going through this and going through it multiple times. And let me just tell you, you will discover your ego when you do this. When you take it away with the silence and the judgment, you learn this technique. The number one thing that happened to me is I wrestled with my ego. And I ended up developing a relationship with it where I was able to still have my massive fucking ego. But now my massive ego isn't like driving the bus and driving me into the ditch. It is now something I summon when I need to have a massive ego to do really crazy, outrageous shit. But I also can put it in the back seat, and I can be humble and like without ego and completely free of it when I need to be that person too. Because now my ego doesn't operate on my insecurity. My ego operates at the direction of my much more centered and secure, like vulnerable and open self. And so now my massive ego is a tool that allows me to be bulletproof when I need to, or to stand up to a bully when I need to, or to start a new endeavor when I need to. It is something that I can harness when I need to do larger than life activities, but it's not going to run my relationships into the ground and shit. And man, it's incredible. It was life-changing for me, guys. And I did this before I did the EMDR. Like Vipassana was my first big self-help. It was a therapist. I had a therapist who was a furniture maker. Okay, he looked like a little gremlin, actually. He was a really interesting dude who like made handcrafted furniture. And he was the first guy to turn me on to meditation. And then I had heard that people recovering from cocaine had some real luck with this meditation. So I went and I did Vipassana, And then I eventually got into AA. And well, actually, I had started going to AA. I was probably 2 years sober when I went and did the Vipassana. And dude, it was powerful stuff. Dude, Ridge, bro, you are super special. Thank you. You're welcome, guys. And let me just tell you, like my experience, I'm going to share this with you and then I'm going to go make some videos, is for me, it's about the generational trauma. Okay. How do you spell it? You spell it, Vipassana. Okay. And there's the link again. Okay. There's the link again. Now, for me, guys, it's about the generational trauma. Okay. And this is the shit that even we see it with our racism or with slavery and all that. It's like the slavery is gone, guys, but the generational trauma from slavery is not. And there's generational trauma from the lineage of Black people who have lived in America post-slavery, both people whose roots experienced it and people who just experienced the latent racism afterwards. But there's the generational trauma of being Black in America. There's a generational trauma of being white in America, having come from the race of people that instituted slavery. And then there's the generational trauma in your family line. Mine had a lot of domestic violence and child abuse and alcoholism and various neuroses, you know, narcissism and all that shit. And the thing is, though, is each of us needs to heal our individual generational trauma. And this goes back to like the native peoples, okay? The native peoples that were connected to this land. It's about our connection to our feet being on the ground outside. There's a trauma of the earth, of us looting it of its resources. There's a trauma in our family lineage. There's trauma in our race. There's trauma in our genders. There's trauma in our communities, right? The places we're from, whether you're small town or big city or you know, the cities, New Orleans, where every summer people would die of malaria and the whole city would have to leave. There is just lingering generational trauma. And if all of us pitch in and heal our individual generational traumas, we collectively heal the generational trauma of like the planet and everyone else around us. And it's a lifetime of work. You're never done. You know what I'm saying? You're never done. It's like the same way that you're never done being a parent, or the same way that you're never done trying to like improve being a human being. It is our lifetime of work of like, you know, we're handed a deck of cards with a bunch of trauma that we've been handed from generations past, and then we heal it. And we make, you know, harmony with like the other healers. And that's just kind of like how I live and how I like believe. And I've seen like profound changes from this stuff, you know, just the concept of healing. And I mean, even with Jenny and I, right, we had a moment earlier today where like, you know, we worked through some triggers that happened around child raising, you know, and it was a very explosive sort of moment that we were able to experience. And Jenny's like, no, we didn't. We were able to experience it and like move through it. And like, because of like healing, right? Because of a commitment to healing together and an allowance of like realizing that you're never fully healed. It's a journey, you know, and, you know, some days it's she getting triggered. Some days it's me getting triggered. Some days it's both of us getting triggered, but it's around our generational trauma. Always, you know, you hear some people call it family of origin and, you know, but your family of origin is where is the source of your generational trauma. And then there's your community, your race, your gender, your fucking sexuality, your country, your right. It's like, you know, it goes. And then if you have a lineage that's part native and part whatever, you may have generational trauma from way back in Europe that's still festering in you. You know what I'm saying? And like, so it's some work, man. But I love it. I do. I love it. Like, I'm able to, like, I don't know. I'm able to take so much of the negativity of the world and run it through me and turn it into something better and more hopeful. And it's because of like churning some of that shit out. Right. And yeah, dude, the pandemic is a tough one because we are still in a collective, like collective state of PTSD from the pandemic. And so bad that some people are acting like the pandemic never even existed. It was all some crazy, like, false flag. And that's just trauma, you know? All right. But anyway, guys, it's time to go. I'm going to go make some videos. All right. I love you guys. I know today was like traumatic. Okay. But we're going to get through this, guys. We are. Okay. We are. And maybe Vipassana or some other type of meditation will be helpful to you. Just know, guys, that we don't need to live just reacting to trauma our whole lives. Okay? We can heal, and it doesn't matter how crazy it is, doesn't matter how traumatizing it is, you can heal it. You can be free of it, and you can live with the trauma in a way that it doesn't terrorize you, where it's just another part of your superpowers, right? But it takes time. It's a slow process, and it's not a perfect process. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward, 3 steps back, 5 steps forward, 4 steps back. But you're always moving forward. You are. You're even when you go back, you're still moving forward. You're going forward back. All right? I promise you. It's as long as you keep healing and keep seeking and keep it heart-centered, you're going to be fine. All right? And Trump will not break us. Okay? He will not. Dude, Trump is weak. Okay? Trump is weak. MAGA is weak. Okay? They are operating from a place of weakness, and we just got to not fall victim to it. Okay? You know what I'm saying? As 𝗙𝗽𝗽𝗀𝗃, the guy, he passed away, but the guy who was the teacher of Vipassana when I was taking it was this guy named S.N. 𝗙𝗽𝗃. He's from India, and he was not at the retreat. He was on the television screen, a pre-recorded thing. But he said, don't take the gift. He said, these people, these negative people, these people that are trying to eradicate your joy, they're trying to turn you into reactive people so they can dump your negativity. He's like, they come with a present, and it's like a gift. And sometimes it looks so irresistible, like, oh, I want to open this present. But he's like, no, you got to just put the present down. You don't take it. They try to wrap it up in a way that makes it seem like it's going to help you and it's going to fucking like fucking, liberate you, or it's going to like help you out. He's like, don't take the gift. Just let them leave it at the door and then just walk right by it. And that learning how to not take the gift is a really powerful, guys. It's the type of thing that like allows you to be sort of a public figure, and they attack your integrity and your character, and they impugn you, and they make up fake cancelings, and they try to just assault you from every direction, and you're able to just sort of walk through it, and you don't even get bitter about them doing it to you, because it's like you recognize that that's really about them. Like, I don't have to open that present. I'm going to leave that shit under the tree, boss. All right? Good luck to you. Right? It's true, guys. Don't take the gift. Dude, 𝗙𝗽𝗃 was amazing, dude. He had a great accent, too. Love that guy. But all right. You guys wanted a dance party. You're getting a dance party. Let's fucking go, baby. Today was tough, bro. But you know what we're going to do, guys? After we first we're going to ban that fucker. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I was just about to fucking delete that idiot. Thank you. But guys, you ready? And hear me on this, okay? Hear me. I have a challenge for you, okay? Today was hard, okay? Today was sad. Today was overwhelming because it was like, wow, this sense of powerlessness. Our government is actively out to kill us. The MAGA movement is fine with killing us for exercising our First Amendment rights. They'll lie about it. They'll defend it. They're like, wow, it's hard to have that realization. But you know what, guys? We are not going to let today create rage. Okay, we may experience rage. And we may have to work through it. I was raging on Twitter, certainly. And I was feeling the rage from the powerlessness and shit, right? But you know what we're going to do, guys? We're going to turn that into resolve, okay? Resolve. And resolve is where you commit, okay? Where you commit to seeing through the year, seeing through the election, committing to voting for whoever the primary winners are, even if you hate them, because we're going to defeat MAGA. We're going to resolve to work together on our leftists, even if we hate each other. We're going to fight back this fascism. We're the resolve to survive Trump, to continue building community and connection, no matter how they try to separate us and isolate us and keep us apart. But the resolve is where you simply know that I'm going to win. Donald Trump has no power over me. Even if he put me in prison, I will Nelson Mandela that motherfucking shit. You will not take away my resolve. You will not take away my belief that we're going to defeat this movement and we're going to come out better and more powerful on the other side. We're going to go through some shit. We're going to experience some pain. Some people are going to experience tragic loss. Some communities, like the immigrant community, the transgender community, are going to get hit really hard. And they're going to suffer like just brutal, tragic losses. But then those of us that make it through are going to come together and we are going to create a better, more compassionate, more compelling world. And we're going to stomp this shit. And I know it. I know it. That's what resolve gives you. It gives you that quiet knowing that, like, you know, we're going to do it, or we may die trying. But like, even those of us that die trying are going to help enable for those that make it through. So no soldier is wasted, guys. You know what I mean? And like, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to flail and rage and fucking freak out and fall victim to their shit. We're going to win. All right? All right? And it really is about community. Okay? Make sure you have your community. Work, friend group, family group, whatever neighborhood. Like, connect in as many communities as you can. Okay? It can be online. It can be offline. It can be whatever. No judgment. Just make sure you have some communities that you are actively participating in, okay? They can be communities of 2 or they can be communities of 2,000. Doesn't matter, right? There's no judgment. It's just whatever little bit of community you foster. Community defeats fascism always, okay? Always, all right? Fascism is about separation and isolation and that oppression, and you defeat it by coming together. All right? Now, let's stretch and dance. Oh, shit, guys. Oh, sorry to get all philosophical, but sometimes you need to. Yeah, I think that purity thing is important because at the end of the day, guys, we are Americans, which means we are all imperialist, like anti-native, slavery-adjacent, genocidal maniacs, because we've all been brought into and profit from this dirty, fucked up system that is America. And for however many years before we became aware of this, we just quietly, reaped the benefits of our genocidal, toxic country. And so we can't really say like, oh, you're a genocider. I mean, we are genociders. We are enslavers. Like, we are, as Americans, we're about as nasty as it gets, boss. But we can rise above, okay? We can, we need each other. Out of great tragedy comes great strength. And sometimes great dancing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go! All right, guys! Woo! We're gonna go out with the song we came in, something a little moody. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Why listen to what I need? Put a picture so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, I would. Why listen to what they say? Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Again. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This way's up, but you're down again. It's just like you to pull off what you thought you couldn't think today. The lost stranger, the wonder familiar face. Broken hearts made of pieces that shake. I've had one too many of them. So now we pretend. Just like snow castle, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castle, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castle, oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castle, oh, we drift to the
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right.
Do you